Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 2 in the Baby to Buff series, where I'm taking you along on my journey from going to new mom with my mom bod, from postpartum back to the bodybuilding stage, trying to get in the best shape of my life. So this is our Baby to Buff series. If you like the idea of it, give it a thumbs up, or you can subscribe and stick around for all the videos we have coming up. Like I said, it's the second video. I'll have the other video linked down below so you can watch that one first if you like, but let's get into this video. All right, so for timeline, this video now, I think I posted the first one about a week ago, so by the time you see this, it might be a week and a half to 2 weeks between the two, but the original filming of that video has been about 10 to 12 weeks ago. So I'm just starting to post it, but because of that, with the second video, you're gonna see a little bit more of a progress jump. So it's kind of cool because there's a culmination of different workout videos and things in this. So it's kind of like a snapshot of a few months together. But let's talk about my goals. So my goals are to overall get in the best shape of my life. My end goal, which will be a while from now, will be to step back on the bodybuilding stage and just to get into the best shape of my life post-baby. So the way I'm trying to do that is I want to reduce my body fat and I want to bring my muscle back up. So kind of total body composition. And the way that I started out doing that in this journey is I just wanted to start kind of simple and slow without jumping back into a bodybuilding prep. I just simply wanted to reduce the amount of calories I was eating because I knew I was over consuming. So just kind of bring that back down to a cutting phase. So slightly below what my maintenance would be to start losing some weight. So bring the energy consumption down and then ramp my activity up. So my body, I was more sedentary, and so I wanted to bring back lifting and just really regain some stuff. So we've seen some really cool strides over the past few weeks that I'm excited to share with you, but I started out with my food pretty simple, where I wanted to cut out sugary drinks, sugary desserts, things like that, more processed things. I still have some of that, but for the most part, just kind of getting back to better nutrition so I would feel better, and then just kind of taking a step towards being healthier, one step at a time. So the beginning, I started doing that and I started seeing some results. Now, I would say over the past few weeks, my results would go down and then kind of go back up and then go down. So it's really inconsistent as I was trying to start to dial things in a bit. So I eventually went to, after a few weeks of that and in dropping some weight, I ended up going to where I was like, you know what? I kind of want to know a general idea of how many calories I'm getting every day. But for me, I don't like tracking my macros every day. I have a visual impairment. So one, it's harder for me to do that on my phone. It just takes more time. And so I get frustrated, or I'll have really good intentions and by the end of the day I realize I missed half of my tracking. So for me, this process, I'm very busy. I own a store and I'm in it 50 hours a week, and I have a young baby, or a toddler now, I should say. He's not a baby, but so I'm very busy. So as we all are, but I just wanted to make it as mindless as possible. I want it to be, okay, I go to the gym and I work out here, I can turn my brain off and just go, and then this is what I can eat. And so what I did is I incorporated MegaFit meals, and that's a meal prep company. And so when I was gonna start ordering from them, I was like, hey, I'm gonna reach out to them and see if they have an affiliate program, and they did, and they accepted me, so I was super excited. So I do have a link if anyone else is interested, but that will be down below. But for me, I don't have time to prep. So the big thing for me is that I really didn't have that extra time to be in the kitchen. When I get home, it's dedicated son time, so I want to sit down and play with him and have dinner with him. And then once he goes to bed, we kind of like reset and prep for the next day. And then we go to sleep and wake up super early. So I didn't have a ton of time to do massive meal prep like I had in the past. Currently in my store, it's me and I have one employee, but I'm looking to hire on another. So in the future, I could move back to that. However, right now, what makes most sense for me is to make it as simple as possible and remove as many barriers as possible. So MegaFit meals was an absolute answer for me. I'll do a review on some of their meals in a later video in the series. I think that could be really cool. And they're one of the meal prep companies that actually ship to Hawaii, which is a huge hurdle for us out here. So I'll kind of break down what I do for my meals. So the first meal that I have in the morning is Kodiak cakes, and I do a single serving of that. And so that ends up being 3 pancakes. So we'll kind of mass prep those and then end up putting them in the individual servings and freeze them for the week. So we do this one time on Sunday and then have the rest of our breakfast. We pull them out of the freezer store, warm them up, and then eat them on the way into the store. So super easy. I like that. And that's the only real prepping that we're doing. So we have that. Kodiak cake pancakes with sugar-free syrup on top. And then I have 3 MegaFit meals, and it always kind of changes, but I do really like the taco bowl they have right now. So my first meal, or my second meal I should say, more towards my lunchtime will end up being that. And then I do have a movable snack. So by this time I close my store, I'll go work out, and then afterwards, 2 things that I've been really digging for a snack is a banana, and then we have an hour commute home after the gym and after the day. So I've been having one of the 3-ounce bags of beef jerky. So I'll have those 2 things to kind of like, it takes a long time to eat. It makes me feel really like full, and kind of that calorie range for where I'm looking right there, a couple hundred calories for that like movable small meal. It kind of fits. So then I will get home and end up having sometime in between there, either before my workout or once I get home, I will have another meal, which currently has been like stuffed peppers, and then I'll add a little Sweet Baby Ray's, no sugar added, so it's got 1 gram of sugar, like a little barbecue sauce on top, which is really good. And then the best part for me is that I am a girl that has cravings at night. I want to eat at night. That's when all the bad thoughts of, oh, I want this and that, and that's when my cravings hit. The rest of the day I'm so busy. At nighttime things slow down and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. Or not hungry, but craving, because I really feel very satiated throughout the day with all my meals. So at night, I do my MegaFit meal, the pepperoni pizza, and it's 230 calories. It's actually cauliflower crust, but it doesn't taste cauliflower crust. It literally tastes like a thin crust pizza that I would have gotten from Domino's, and we put it in the air fryer, and it is absolutely amazing. So I feel like I'm just getting a cheat meal every single night, but the macros on it are really good, and so that is like my little treat at the end of the night that kind of crushes those cravings for me and makes me feel like super satisfied, which in this process is so important because I can't feel like, I don't want to feel like I'm really being super strict or super restricted, maybe is a better word to say, because then it feels less like a lifestyle change and more like something I'm just doing a diet for. And that's, I want to do it lifestyle, which is why this whole process has been a very slow burn. So I think I mentioned my starting weight, I think was like 202 pounds, somewhere in there when I started this filming process. It was even higher prior to that, but about 202 when I started the filming process. And then I would drop down to like 198, and then I'd see it go back up to 200. And so I was seeing it kind of fluctuate slowly down, but it kind of come back up. And that's just the natural process of the weight loss journey. It's not just like always straight down. So I was seeing a little bit of that. But overall, I would say about maybe roughly, I think my check-in yesterday was 191, and then this morning was 193. So kind of go down, kind of come up, go down. So roughly about 10 pounds. So about 1 pound a week. And the goal for me was to do 1 pound to 2 pounds a week. And that sounds really great, but in the process of working really hard, it feels like, oh my gosh, I feel like I should be doing more. But I have to remind myself that that is a really healthy like weight loss path. So I'm happy with it, but I still have to remind myself like not to get into my head and that it is a slow process and it's a marathon and it's a lifestyle. So that's kind of the food. That's a little bit of kind of the weight loss that I've seen. And I'll have clips kind of coming in here so you can see some of the things that I've had going on. All right, so this is gonna be my first check-in. This is kind of deceiving. So I'm gonna like roll these down so you can see like full post-baby belly. And then we're gonna do tapes and weight so that we can see both the measurements. So we'll start and I'll do like a circle. When I initially had started the process of dieting, I actually got sick like right away, and so it actually put it on halt for like half a week to a week. And I've noticed that anytime I start a fitness process, something like that happens. Prior to that, like when I had done it before opening the store, I got strep throat 3 times in a row. Like it was just nuts. So I always know like once I go into it that I'm gonna have some challenges that I have to overcome. So, you know, the whole point is to just keep going on the process and keep trying to improve and not letting that derail you completely. So I've had that challenge, but okay, let's move into what we're doing for fitness. So I started out working with a personal trainer 2 times a week, and then I go to a fitness class, like a group fitness class with a friend, 2 times a week. So that's how I started, and I love it because I get the social part where it's a cardio, and then I get the weightlifting part. Since starting, I did up my workouts with my personal trainer to 3 times a week. So now Monday through Friday, I'm working out every single day, and then the occasional Saturday, I might go into a class or go in and meet up with somebody to go work out and catch a lift or some sort of like cardio session. So it started out at 4 days, moved to 5, and then sometimes 6. It doesn't have to be that aggressive if that's what you, for your own journey, but for me, I just start getting addicted and love going, and so it feels really good, and it just starts kind of being something that I feel like I really want to do and starts my day nice. So I love doing that. So 5 to 6 times a week is what I'm working out. And then on days when I don't work out on a Saturday or Sunday and throughout the week, we really love just increasing our activity by going on walks. So my husband and I, we chat with our son and we point out things in the neighborhood, and it's just like a really fun way to get out, enjoy the weather, but just like increase my steps and get more walking in. So that's another thing that we've been doing to kind of like increase the activity a bit. So there's a lot of times in this process where I've really just not wanted to go to the gym or not wanted to do like my meal or whatever it may be. So I feel like having the accountability of having like a workout partner that I go meet up with or my personal trainer has been like really good for me, because there's so many days where I'm exhausted after work where I'm like, oh, it'd be so nice to go home and just relax, and you know, but I'm already out and about. So I just actually recorded a clip because I was really telling my husband, I was like, I feel like I'm kind of dreading this workout. I don't want to go. I was pretty negative about it all day. So I was like, okay, I'm going to record this clip and then I'm going to record how I feel before and after. So I'll show you guys those clips right now. I just want to document that I just left my store, closed up, and I'm exhausted and I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm going to go anyways. And I realized that every time before a session, I don't want to go. And then I always have to remind myself and be like, it'll always just, you'll just show up and just go through it and do it, and by the end you'll be happy you did. So right now I really don't want to go. I'm exhausted, I'm hungry, so I'm just like trying to at least document that I really don't want to do it. I've kind of been, I would low-key say dreading today, but I know I'm gonna feel good afterwards and just do it. And I know that today is like legs, so I really don't want to do that, just because that's a lot harder. But I know when I get in there, I'm gonna have a good time and it's gonna feel good. So just doing it and being dedicated to it, even though I don't want to. Okay, bye. All right, I did it. We got our guy. We're in rush hour traffic on the way home. Our normal. But I'm proud I did it. I'm glad I just went and did my lift, and I lift heavier, or squatted heavier than I have yet. When I first started, I could not even barely do the bar. I think like on my 4th rep, I was failing. And now I just did the bar plus 30 pounds on each side. So definitely getting some strength back and proud that I went. So after I went to the gym and did the workout, I knew I was gonna feel good, but I had to remind myself that in the moment, like, just go, Jessica, because I know you'll feel good. And I did. I felt amazing. And I know that every time we're on our way home, and then I can just end my night just being so proud of everything I did that day and just being physically like, okay, you really worked. Like you're pushing towards your goal. And that's really good mentally for me too, to know that I did do what I said I was gonna do. So one of the things I've noticed as well with this transformation is, even though it's a slow burn on having the weight coming down, I've noticed muscle filling back out. I notice myself feeling a lot tighter in areas, or feeling muscles fuller than I ever have, you know, in recent time, like kind of back when I used to lift. So I'm noticing those personal differences. I'm noticing shirts fitting me looser, and that's been a really great indicator for me. And I feel like the strength, that has been one of the biggest things that I've noticed. When I first started, there was a clip that we took of me trying to do a squat. I told my personal trainer, I want to start back at the basics and rehab my squat. And I had the bar, and by rep number 4, I was failing. Like I started to kind of dip because I didn't have any core strength. My legs were weak, my mobility was poor. And fast forward to now, we did a lift and we just started putting weight on and building it up. First, we started doing body weight things, and that was really, really good for me. We used TRX bands, we did body weight, and my body weight felt very challenging, and then slowly progressed to adding more weight. And now this last workout, we did the bar plus 30 pounds on each side. And so that was really great. And when I did it, I felt so much stronger, so much more freely moving, like my joints and everything. Like I could just squat deeper, and I was controlling the weight versus when I did it before, I felt like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could fall over. This is so weak. So I really have increased and focused a lot on bringing back that core strength. So I say all this to say, like, kind of let you know, like, in the process what's going on, but not like, just don't focus so much on the weight, because your overall health, bringing back your strength and your stability and your mobility, like increasing your flexibility, all of that stuff is just so important. And that is such a cool thing to be so proud of. And so if you're only focused on the weight on the scale, number one, muscle is more dense than fat. So you could be smaller, but the same weight, if that makes sense. So there's so many more metrics to pay attention to, like how are your clothes fitting? Maybe you could do tape measurements. But the whole thing that I would like to convey is that just don't super over obsess with the number on the scale. And I know, trust me, I need to rewind this and watch this myself as I go through this process, because there's been several times where I told my husband that I was sad about the number. Like I thought I would see a bigger jump, or sad if it went back up, you know, stuff like that. So I know I'm kind of like talking to myself here, but maybe the relatability that we all go through that, even if you know better. So it's just constant reminders. And I think really a way to not fail in the fitness process is to set up things where you just set up a lifestyle. Day in, day out, you're working out, you're moving, and then you're eating healthy foods. And then there you go. I mean, it's just the lifelong process. And then you're going to see all of these amazing health benefits along the way. So either way, the time's going to pass. We're all on a journey. It's going to go up and down. We're going to get sick. It will ebb and flow. So as long as we don't give up and we keep working, we're going to reach our goals and we're going to get there. So I know this is kind of chaotic. So I hope that showing you this process can be beneficial in some way. But if there's anything specific that you'd like to see, I would like to know, whether it's a workout or meals. I do plan on recording the MegaFit meal review, some of those types of things, and then doing like full workouts as we kind of get into this process a little bit more. But I'm excited to show you guys where I've started, kind of where I'm at now, and then where we're gonna go. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm so glad to have you here. I posted about it and I got such a great response from so many people that are on their fitness journey as well. And it just feels so cool to know that I'm not in it alone, and that there are so many other mothers that are out there that have experienced this or are doing it right now. So anyways, subscribe to my channel and you can be notified if you click the little bell of when I post the next video in this series. But I'll see you guys next time in episode number 3 of the Baby to Buff series. Okay, bye guys.